Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Help with Natalie Cuomo. I'm here with comedian Bassam Shawl. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being here. We're just talking about Pokemon.
Pokemon, which one? The new one that just dropped, right?
Pokemon Scarlet. I'm obsessed.
Okay. So you got the Switch.
I do.
Do you play it mostly like on the go or are you on the TV?
I play it like at home on the TV.
Okay, on the TV. Okay, so Pokemon on the TV is like, that's pretty fucking cool.
It is, and on the go, it's fun as well.
Yeah. Do you play with other people in that game or is it just like?
It's just a solo game.
Okay.
Are you into Pokemon?
I loved the cards growing up. Big fan. I had so many. I bought a booster pack once and Charizard was in the booster pack. That never happens, right? That was like fucking crazy. And then for some reason, my stupid ass traded the Charizard to my friend because he had a Gengar. And I was like in like a really like, I like the dark sort of like aesthetic that Gengar had. So I was like, I'm going to trade this holographic first edition Charizard for a motherfucking Gengar.
Yeah.
And the biggest fleece of the century. But I never really got into like the video games.
Really?
Yeah, but I have a few cousins who definitely love Scarlet. And there was another one right before that. I forgot.
Yes. It was Arceus.
Arceus.
Yeah.
That's a color?
No, it was just a game.
Oh, it's just a game.
Yeah.
Okay, they're just making up fucking names in Japan.
They
man.
really are.
Yeah, that's they're making up English words. And
I don't mind it, honestly.
It is pretty like my favorite game that I'm playing right now, and they just won Game of the Year is Elden Ring.
Everyone loves Elden Ring.
God, I fucking love Elden Ring, dude.
Honestly, it's too hard for me.
Yeah, so I never played any of the Souls games, but then this one like intrigued me because it was like George R.R. Martin. I'm a big like Game of Thrones fan, and then I bought it, and it was fucking hard. Don't get me wrong.
It's so hard.
I was in between jobs, so I had like a lot of time to kill. But like you kind of slowly get the hang of it. Some people drop runes for you if you play cooperatively, so then you can like level up like pretty fucking hard. So I don't know. I mean, like I've spent 300 hours on this game because it records the hours that you put in, which is nuts. I've just been neglecting my wife playing this game. But it's a really fucking fun game, and there's just so many ways that you can like build a character, like so many different like magics and like sword options. It's
I
dope.
love character building. Definitely the most hours I've put in a game is Animal Crossing. So
okay, hell yeah, Animal Crossing.
It's my game. But yeah, you just got married.
I
Congrats.
did. Thank you. Yeah, it is my biggest credit, so I feel like we got to address it up top.
Is that how you get called on stage?
Yeah, pretty much.
Your next comic is married.
Some guy, some girl, they got together. They made some vows. That's his credit.
It's amazing.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's been like I got married in like 2021. September 2021.
You're a real person now. Congratulations.
I guess so, man. This is actually like my first like real relationship too.
Wow.
So before that, like I never had like a formal girlfriend. So
really,
I'm 1 for 1. I'm shooting 100.
That's amazing.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. She was living in Williamsburg at the same time I was living in Williamsburg. Right during the pandemic period, and it was a pretty whirlwind type of romance.
Tell me, I'm scooting in. I'm getting my popcorn.
So she was on Hinge. We matched on Hinge, and I knew her brother. So her brother was a stand-up comic in DC. I only knew that it was her brother because I stalked her like on Facebook and all the other apps.
Appropriate.
On LinkedIn. Yeah, very appropriate. Whatever. You is a documentary. All right. But anyway, like I looked at her photos and I saw her brother, and initially like I thought that was like an ex. Because like they have a photo in front of the Eiffel Tower. I'm like, who the fuck takes a photo with their sibling in front of the Eiffel Tower? It was like a little Game of Thronesy. So thankfully, like my research paid off, and like I saw that they were siblings. And he put in a good word for me before the first date, so that was like really nice of him.
That's nice.
We had a first date and hit it off pretty well. Second date, pretty great. Third date, we met up with like 2 of my friends who were dating, and like. That was like amazing. Fourth date, we shroomed in Prospect Park, and that's where it kind of like really sort of took off. And then we like left the park, and she was like my girlfriend after that.
How far apart were the dates?
Maybe I think within like weeks, days of each other,
days.
Because it was pandemic.
This
is like July 2020.
Yeah.
Right. So like people had left the city. Both her and I had left the city for a couple of months. I think 2 months, from like March to like end of June. And so like we both came back like just not wanting to be with like our brown families, and like came back. We're like, all right, this is something kind of cool. New York was a vibe, but you were here in 2020, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. New York was like a fucking vibe in 2020, like summer. I mean, there was obviously a lot of fucking people died, but there wasn't a lot of tourists, which, you know what? Maybe that is a great payoff, right?
Yeah.
That's a good trade-off in my opinion. Yeah. But there wasn't that many tourists. So like everyone was like outside. Everyone was kind of like figuring out like what's going on. So the shrooms was great. But the whirlwind romance aspect of it, like she came and like met my family in DC under the guise of her being my cousin's friend. And my parents and then like my cousins loved her so much that like she got invited to like my cousin's wedding. And so like it was just like, you know, gravy from there. It was pretty fucking easy.
That's awesome.
And then we had the wedding in Milwaukee, her hometown, and then it had like 400 people there.
Wow.
Yeah, and like it was during COVID, so like 4 people got COVID, but that's a good payoff. You know, I think like 4 out of 400. That's
small.
Not bad.
That's small.
It's like 1%.
No one died.
No one died. No. But someone lost their smell for a little bit.
Whatever.
It happens. I can't say I can't have.
How long after you were dating did you propose?
It was like, I think like 10, 11 months.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's good. I did it the day after she got her second vaccine too. So it wasn't.
Was she sick?
Oh, she was so fucked up. Yeah. She couldn't say no. It was bad. Yeah.
How did you pop the question?
I took her to the Botanical Gardens in Prospect Park, and I did it there. But the days leading up to that, I faked it out. I took her to the Empire State Building all the way to the top, and then just like tied my shoe, like just to fuck with her.
Really?
Yeah. And it's just funny because like she has to get like dolled up every time because she kind of knows it's coming.
Yeah.
We have like in brown culture, we have this thing. It's called Bath Paki.
Okay.
And so like it's like our parents both like just like meet up. It was over Zoom where they sort of like talk to each other. Yeah, pandemic times, right? But normally it would be like in person, and like they kind of like chatted and like, okay, like we're coming to an agreement that they're going to be maybe engaged soon. You know, so this is like a serious match. Yada yada. So she knew that this was coming, and also she had a very very strong input on the fucking ring. So like. Yeah, she knew it was coming. But it was funny because I got to see the ring obviously before she did. So I would fuck with her by like showing all of her friends in front of her, like, hey, this is what it looks like. Then, you know, popped the question and it was like 3-4 months. Like, you know, we just planned the wedding and I did nothing, but they handled it beautifully. So that was nice.
That's nice.
Yeah. The wedding was so fun for me, but like I saw how much fun that my friends were having too, which was great. But like you almost like want to be like a guest at your wedding. In a weird way, right? Because like there was so much like, oh yeah, you're married. You know, you and Dan are married. This will happen. You guys will have a brown wedding. Yeah, I don't know. It was like one of those times where you're like, oh, we didn't get to do the photo booth, so we're like, that would have been dope if we got to do the photo booth.
Oh right, because you're like,
where are the photos?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was a good time. That was amazing.
Did you have like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a Bollywood romance for you right there.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this. How do you feel like when it's the one?
Yeah, I think like for her too, it's like we had like the same level of like upbringing, you know, in a way, like where like her family's Pakistani, my family's Indian, both like South Asian Muslims. But like she grew up in like the Midwest. I grew up in upstate New York, and then we both went to like college town universities, and then we like moved to the city and completely like reinvented ourselves. And then there was like a similar taste in music, similar sense of humor. Like I could like just be myself with her. Family values, like, and also like the level of like religiosity and culture, like it was like the same like amount.
Yeah.
And like for like South Asian Muslims, it's like very hard to find that person who has like that same like, we call it like halal haram ratio. So like halal being like it's acceptable, and then haram being like forbidden. So like forbidden being like sinful shit. So her and I kind of have like the good like balance of that. Like we celebrate Christmas, all right? That's like that's forbidden, right? But like I always like wanted to celebrate Christmas growing up, and the fact that like I knew that she wanted to celebrate Christmas, I was like, this is exciting. Like we have a tree together. We kind of like love just like the holiday time in general, even though like we weren't upbringing to like celebrate that kind of shit because it's not real, right? But it's fun. It's fun to just do the gifts and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do I know this? I just like there was a moment where you kind of just like I think I need to spend the rest of my life with this person
Aw.
because like I can't imagine her with, you can't really imagine life without this person. That's when I think you kind of just know.
Yeah.
When like you can have that comfortable silence and just like be with someone and be yourself. That's kind of nice. I never got that, or I never had the time to do that in New York before the pandemic. So it was cool. It was fate, Natalie. It was fucking fate.
I love this.
Yeah, it was a very Bollywood and Brooklyn moment. Hinge should fucking sponsor us, dude. Okay?
They should.
Absolutely.
That's
we
amazing.
killed it. Yeah. And I did it by lying because I said I was 5'7", and she's 5'6", and I'm 5'6".
Wow.
So when I walked up to her on the first date, like I was like, "Fuck, she didn't lie." Because I'm like, all right, maybe girls lie about their height.
How tall did you say you were?
I said I was 5'7".
And you're 5 foot.
I'm 5'6".
Oh, so you're the exact same height.
Yeah, we're the exact same height.
That's okay.
It's not, it's funny, but like, I think like, I thought that like maybe girls lie a little bit on the apps too, but then like, why would a straight woman lie about her height on an app?
I'm 5'7" and 3/4.
When we take the photo later, we're gonna have to verify that.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I always say I'm 5'7".
Yeah.
And Dan's like, you could say 5'8". I'm like, no, I say 5'7". I say shorter.
Why do you say shorter?
Should I say tall?
No, I don't know. I mean, is it like a powerful thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's up to you.
But then I would show up.
Inches matter. Size.
I guess they do.
Yeah.
I guess they do.
For women, who knows? That's an example where it doesn't. For
I
women.
didn't know
Yeah.
that women put their height on dating apps.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Yeah. I mean, I think that's definitely important for the dude to know. But we are like the same height, but our portions are like very different. Like I'm like a top heavy dude. So like my like torso is like mad long, and then I have like really short legs. So I'm like a mismatched like Lego. And then she's like a normally portioned woman. But like we have like a Peloton bike, and our settings on the bike are just completely fucking different. Where like it looks like I am like riding on like a clown bike because it needs to be perched up so high because my legs are so short.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But yeah, we she's my treacherous little twin, as the Drake song says.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I'm a big fan.
Do you think it's hard to date someone that's not a comedian, like as someone that lives this kind of ridiculous lifestyle of doing spots at night?
Yeah, that was an adjustment because again, we like met during the pandemic, so
Yeah.
We were spending all this time together. But I was like telling her, like, "Yo, it's not gonna really be like this when like life comes back." And she kept on being like, "Oh, okay, I get it." But then like when it happened, she's like, "Dude, fuck, like, why are you
Where
gone?"
are you?
Yeah, right. So yeah, I mean, like that right there is like, okay, she was definitely like on board to be like a ride or die for like this comedy world, and this like comedy journey, but she's more of like a homebody. I'm more of like I need to sort of like be out. But it was nice to like kind of have that balance now where we can kind of like have that like yin and yang where like I'm going to sort of like force her to like be more active outdoors and do stuff in New York. And she's more of like, let's like take some time at our apartment because she has a dope place. I moved into that place like pretty fucking early.
You're like, let's go.
I think I brought my shit over there like 3 weeks into the relationship. Yeah, I brought my monitor. I brought my my Xbox. I did the whole thing. Yeah, so like we in New York too. Like I never like had the time or even like the interest to like put effort into like my living space. Like where do you live?
My mom's basement.
There you go. Okay, it's
Yeah.
probably cozy. And,
It is cozy.
and it is very you, right?
Yeah.
Like you've made it your own.
I guess so.
Yeah, I never did that. I was living in like a Hasidic ghetto. Like I was on South 10th in Bedford.
Right.
And
That's actually a good location.
it's not. It's not a bad location, right?
Yeah.
It's like right near Babies. It's all right,
Yeah.
and like Peter Luger. But my apartment, like the door, there was no lock. You have to like type in like these brass buttons that make up the Star of David, and then it would unlock the door.
Really?
Yeah, it
That's
was
actually insane.
next level crazy.
Did you really have to do that?
Yeah, every time. Yeah, I'm
For
like
your apartment or the building?
for the apartment, for my apartment specifically,
It was
because like.
the Star of David?
Yeah, it was definitely the Star of David. It wasn't a swastika, all right, but it was definitely a Star of David. But like, yeah, there was one time, like, because a Hasidic couple had previously lived there and a family had lived there. And then this one time, like, this random Hasidic guy typed in the buttons and he opened our door and then he came in and was like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought they still lived here. And then just like walked away. We're like, what the fuck just happened,
Oh my God,
dude?
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a real horror story.
That is a terrible horror story.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. And we converted after that. So now, we're,
Welcome.
thank you. Yeah, Hasidic community, very strong in Williamsburg.
Are you, okay, so how long have you lived in New York?
Moved here July 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, and I grew up in upstate, so kind of just like always wanted to live in New York.
Has it matched your expectations? Like, do you see New York as like your forever home?
That's actually, yeah, that's also a great thing that I have like with my wife too, is like, I'm very, like, I love New York. I want to live here. I want to like raise kids here. You're
Really?
in New York. You're a New York kid, right?
I grew up here, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I kind of like want to be a dad in New York. Cause like, I don't know, it just, the New York kids that I met that went to Syracuse, I was always like, you guys have something a little bit different about you.
Mm-hmm.
You have seen life too early. You are like very just like aware of, you're not naive.
Right.
Yeah. So like,
And you think that's a good quality?
yeah, I think it's a good quality.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like, I think for most of my life, I'm pretty fucking naive.
Okay.
I've been woke now. Yeah, I've been taking a lot of good supplements to
You've
make
seen
me.
the city.
Yeah, I've seen the city, dude. The city's done a lot of things to me. Yeah, the Hasidic. You haven't seen the Hasidic stuff that's happened. So I've been here for like 5 years. I definitely want to like get the 10-year card at least because I kind of want to have that like I'm a real New Yorker. I'm not an upstate New Yorker. I'm a real New Yorker.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my wife, she likes LA, and like obviously, you know, comedy, LA, like that's synonymous. People go out there for careers. If I have a reason to go to LA, I would definitely go to LA, but I would still want to be bi-coastal. And I think just New York is a better overall, like the dense cosmopolitan city, where LA is definitely like more of like, you know, laid back, sprawled out neighborhoods. It's not really congested in like one certain area. But yeah, I like living here. Yeah. Raising kids here would be fucking tough though, right?
I don't know. I mean, I think I'm trying to be more positive.
Yeah, would you raise kids in New York? I mean, you're from Queens,
personally,
right?
Personally, I would not raise a kid in New York.
Okay.
But that's just because of my own experience.
Fair enough.
So I feel like it depends on like what you're equipped with, like what your financial state is.
Yeah, you got to have money here.
I feel like you just have to be very rich
Yes.
to give someone like it's just an expensive place.
Yeah, it keeps on going up.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
But like there's like that idea that here if like, you know, you can make it here, you can make it in you kid,
Yeah.
you know?
It is. It's a magical little kingdom.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not like dramatically opposed to like Jersey or like upstate, but not ever fucking Long Island, okay?
Really?
Yeah, I'm very opposed to Long Island. Yeah, I have cousins who grew up there, so there's not like a lot of shade to that, but like where I went to school, the Long Islanders were such jabronis that I just like have the worst taste in my mouth. I'm like, I can't look at these people.
I went to summer camp in Long Island, and it was definitely a particular type of person.
Yeah, they're a little off, you know?
I felt like my bubble was burst. Like I had like a very like happy little childhood. I went to middle school in Long Island, and then I went to high school that was like in Long Island City.
Yeah.
And I just kind of met people that were like from Manhattan and this and that. And I was like, whoa.
It was a lot better for you.
Well, I feel like I met like the real world kind of. And it
Okay,
was
yeah.
like a culture shock in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no, I 1000% get that. Yeah, I think that's like the dichotomy of like so many places in like New York. Like I grew up in like Syracuse, and I was just back there this past weekend, and like it was like a very good reminder of like, okay, like why I've sort of at least moved out to New York City. But like there wasn't that much, I guess, like cultural diversity, fine, but like you know, there was the basketball game. I went out for the basketball game, and like that used to be like the highlight of my life. You know what I mean? Like going to those basketball games, and I would be like obsessed with going to those basketball games. And then like I thought this basketball game was going to be like sold out, and it wasn't. And there was not that many people there. No one really gave a fuck. It was like an old rival basketball team against like Syracuse. It was Georgetown. And I go there and I'm having a good time. But like I noticed that like it's not nearly as like lit as I like remember. So like maybe growing up there, like I just like romanticized that a little bit. I don't know. But it was strange. And the food was fucking good there. I love obviously going back and like getting like the hometown haunts. But yeah, I was just like, I'm happy that I can kind of get that in almost any block here, right? Like I don't have to like sort of like seek it out.
The food is Dan and I are going to Syracuse on the 23rd.
Yeah, I mean, I got some good recommendations for you guys.
Yeah.
Wow, Christmas time in like the snowiest fucking place on the planet.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that'll be nice. You guys should check out the university though. It's like a nice campus.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. Being like a townie there too, it's like
the word townie is so funny. It always makes you think of a carnival.
Yeah, I'm a fucking you know. I'm a circus act.
I like it.
Yeah.
So, okay, you are next year going to record 30 minutes. You're 30 before 30. I like that. It makes me think of Forbes, but not really.
Oh, that's I'm thinking about it from.
It's
a
funny.
Forbes
I used to think
perspective.
like Forbes 30 before 30 was a big deal, and now I'm like, nothing's a big deal. We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
But 30 before 30, that's amazing. You got to tape it. That's crazy to not tape it.
I got to tape it. You're right. Yeah.
So you're taping it. That's amazing. Congrats.
Thank you.
What's in your act? What are we talking about?
I don't know. I mean, I think we talk about. I definitely have some jokes about the marriage, obviously.
Okay.
I think overall, like, you kind of just talk about things that are closer to your life. I don't know. I've definitely done like observational stuff, but I think some of the best material that I've had is just like from doing stuff that like you remember or like from your own like personal experience. Because when you're closer to it, I think what Patton Oswalt would said it was like just write what you know. Right. So then I think like when I kind of like figured that out, I'm like, okay, this is how I sort of at least would piece together a set. I've only done like a half hour like right before the pandemic, like November like 2019. It was back in Syracuse, and it was in front of like college friends, high school friends, family, not like necessarily like a comedy audience, like so to speak. So like now like in New York, if I do it, I like want to make sure that like it's like at a pretty solid venue. There's like a few places in Brooklyn that I always like checking out. This one place, it's where I had my 26th birthday. This is like March 6th, 2020. Mm-hmm. And that was like the biggest like super spreader before everything sort of shut down. So like the bar that I had the party at, it closed down, but now it's a new bar. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to just like do it at this venue because
cool.
like it'd be kind of funny just to kind of like bring it back to that location.
Yeah.
So yeah, be on the lookout for that. It'll be like in North Williamsburg probably.
That's cool.
So yeah, I'm excited about that. You've done like what you do like hours on the road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. My album's coming out on Saturday.
That's amazing.
It
just in
is-
time for Christmas.
Yeah.
All right.
It is a 30-minute album.
Okay. Where did you record
Excited. I recorded at the Stand.
Beautiful.
So the audio is coming out December 17th and the video in February.
Oh,
on
stunning.
Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
A Valentine's Day gift.
Okay, nice. You're doing a joint venture with Hallmark here.
Yes,
it seems
exactly.
Like. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, the Natalie Cuomo Christmas album.
Yeah.
And the Natalie Cuomo Valentine's special.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
So
Good. A lot of red in the marketing.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, that's gonna be awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. It's coming out on my birthday.
This is what, your 32nd? No.
Leave.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No.
No, I was listening to the other ones. I think, who did I hear? No, that was somebody else. That was
Ginny.
That was Ginny. You're right.
No, I'm gonna be 28. It's okay.
Oh, 28?
Yeah.
Oh man, damn! I just called you over 30.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's why you thought you were upset about the whole Forbes 30 for 30 thing. You're like, oh, you didn't get it. That's why.
No. I'm 28. I still have plenty of time to be very successful.
Gotcha. Very cool. 28. That's the year I got married. So
yeah. We'll see.
Big fucking year, man.
I don't know. I think that it's interesting because I feel like I'm driven to talk about relationships a lot in comedy. Like I feel like I'm a person that also like I like to spend a lot of time with like Dan. So then I'm like driven to write about my relationship or my partner, and then I like so much of my act is about dating or relationships, and I want to write about other things, but I find myself always writing about stuff like that. Like, do you find yourself going towards certain topics all the time?
Yeah, I mean, I think that like with her specifically, like the circumstances that we met was like I think kind of just funny.
Mm-hmm.
But then like when I Googled her name, like the first thing that came up was like this terrorist who was going to bomb like the DMV. So then I was like, there's like a joke about that. Like everyone wants to bomb the DMV. So like just by like me sort of like meeting her, material kind of like came out.
Yeah.
And then she works in like a creative industry. She works in fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I go to like her events, I'm always kind of just like, this is like a completely different world, right? So I think one of the things I love about New York too is like there's so many different subcultures and like industries here, and they can all sort of like intersect at any point in time. So like for me, it's like seeing those types of worlds and maybe trying to find like humor and like why is this sort of like in fashion, or like, you know, why is this the way we do things in like a brown culture or like a brown family? I don't know. I think like for relationships that you talk about, like you just find humor in like what your partner does, or like the quirks that you guys have together?
Yeah, I guess in like what, like both. Maybe just like events that happen or things that we do
What's
together.
the craziest shit that's happened to you and Dan, like together? Because I can tell you one story, but I want to hear yours first.
The craziest thing that's happened to us together.
Where you're like, holy fuck, did that just happen? If that's even, it's been 4 months. Maybe, you know, give it like a year, and then you can have like a.
Okay, I don't know what the craziest thing that's happened to us together is.
Okay.
But I can tell you this. I didn't leave the house because I was sick for like 5 days, and then as soon as I left, I drove into a parked car.
Oh my God! Yeah, I saw that photo. You fucked it up, dude. You made it. You look like a transformer had gone done with it. Like Optimus Prime just like fucking took a shit on this guy. That's how bad. And like I thought that maybe you hit it, and it was already fucked
understand.
up.
Then I looked at my car today again.
Yeah.
So today Dan was like,
"How's your car doing?"
It doesn't look like anything like my car. So that's why it's really weird. And then today Dan is like, take an Uber in. Yeah. And I was like, really? He's like, just take an Uber in. Like, we're going away this weekend. Like, please.
That's so funny.
We're going away tomorrow. Like, just like, okay.
So, but you, that's driving in New York. And you grew up in New York. You didn't have a license though, right?
Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm a new driver, but still.
Oh, you're a new driver.
I'm not that new of a driver.
That's so funny.
That it's like, how did I not, it was going so slow. How did I knock the whole front of the car off? It doesn't make any sense.
And you did the right thing too, right? You like.
I did. I waited 2 hours for the cop, or an hour and a half for the cops. But the craziest thing that's happened to us together, I think we've gotten a lot of tattoos together in the same day, like gotten super stoned and just gotten a lot of tattoos. That is a thing that I like to do. And the running thing. He likes running in the rain, and I've joined him with that. Like
Are you like running now? Are you like becoming part of the runner's high?
The thing is, he loves running.
Yeah.
And like I like running with him. Like I want to impress him and stuff. I'll run with him, but he does like to run like in the like right now as we speak. Yeah. He's running.
Yeah, this
outside.
Is some shitty weather right now.
And I do it with him because I'm like, yeah, like I'll run with you.
Yeah.
But it's like so cold and like you're soaked.
That's
crazy as well. So we both already do crazy things on our own and then we combine them, I guess.
Yeah. That's what gets Stan wet. I'm glad. That's good.
Yeah.
The craziest shit for me that happened to us, we were at this like restaurant in like Nomad, Scarpetta. It was like Valentine's Day, right? There was the Valentine's Day that like Cuomo had opened up restaurants again, so everyone was like fucking scrambling. What a piece of shit he was doing there. You know, like what an asshole for that. But we got a nice reservation, and we take a photo in front of the restaurant because you know like my wife, she like wants to take a photo, you know, and out of nowhere, this like really tall, like or like this like skinny like Mexican dude who he has like a selfie stick, and he just comes up to my wife and he's like, "What's up? You guys are fucking tonight? How you guys doing?" He's like, "I'm one of these like street like trolling, I don't know, like IG live bullshits." And the best thing I learned in New York, especially from the advice here, is like you have to like be like aware of everything going on around you, but you have to be like ignoring everything at the same time. Then I was just like, I don't want to like talk to this dude, whatever, right? There's a guy who's taking the photo for us, and he's like this like random like really tall white dude, like my mortal enemy, and he offered to take the photo for us, and I thought he was a good guy because like he had a Sephora gift bag. I'm like, he's a nice dude, and so he's taking the photo, and then this guy and him start arguing, and this guy, the tall white guy, has my phone, so I'm thinking it's a scam. It's New York, right? It's like a scam, and then the brown kid, like, and the white guy start arguing. He pepper sprays the white guy right in his eyes.
Why?
I don't know, because like the white guy was like almost like defending us. He's like, "Yo, you're harassing us. Leave us alone. Leave us alone." He was like our white knight, and like,
did you get your phone back?
He got my phone back, yeah, right. And I had called an Uber, and so like the Uber got there, and we had to like this guy is just like crying in his eyes. I'm like right outside this like really nice restaurant, and like the brown kid like ran away. But then like this kid is just like, oh my God, he's like running into the restaurant trying to like put like water over his eyes. But here's the thing, like when you get like pepper sprayed, like you can't have water. It makes it worse.
So what are you supposed to do?
So you're supposed to get milk, because like I've been pepper sprayed before. When I was like in Turkey, I got a tear gas. It's like a pretty similar thing. But so like
Why?
we had to
Why'd you get tear gas in Turkey?
because this shit happens, dude. I don't know. We were at a protest. It doesn't matter.
In Turkey?
Yeah, in Turkey.
What's going on?
I don't know. It's a ramble here.
Why didn't you talk about that instead?
But so you need milk. We go to like a 7-Eleven and like we get this guy like a big gallon of milk and like he has like a nice get up. He's like going out for Valentine's Day. We just like dump fucking milk on his head like we're like waterboarding him with like 2% milk. And then we cleaned him up and then like, you know, we take him home and we're just like, dude, did that just fucking happen? Like this was kind of nuts. Like it just felt like a complete like fever dream. And like I thought at the end of the day it would still be a scam. Like there'd be some type of like video of like what happened. I don't know. It was nuts. It was pretty fucking wild.
That's terrible. And that's the guy that you asked to take the photo.
Yeah, he got completely
Because
like his shit wrecked. He's defended us, dude. So like, you know, but the photos he took of us were awful.
Did you post them?
No, they were really bad photos, which was...
Then you never even got a photo.
No.
And I bet she was wearing a really cute outfit.
She was, yeah. A lot of fur.
Did you get someone else to take them?
No, there was a selfie at that point of the night, but like, I can't tell you, like, we like walked away being like, oh my God, what the fuck? Even
that's terrible.
It's terrible. Even like early on in our dating, there was like before I like moved in with her. It was
that's
like,
insane.
This is like 3 weeks. I'm like biking on the Williamsburg Bridge back to her place, and she calls me. But I'm biking, so and she's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Hey, I can't talk. I'm on the bridge." She's like, "Okay, no problem." I get to her apartment. I have like the bike on my shoulder, and there's a guy like standing outside her door. And I don't think anything of it. I'm thinking maybe he's like a delivery guy or something.
Yeah.
And he looks at me and he's like, "Oh, do you live here?" I'm like, yeah, this is my spot." He's like, "Okay." And he like kind of like walks down the stairs. It's a very narrow hallway. It's just me and my bike. And then I open the door and like it's my now wife with a knife, crying. And she's like, I like buzzed him in like 10 minutes ago because I thought it was you. And he just saw me and then he like was banging on the door and I called the cops. And I'm like, dude, like, I just saved your life. You know what I mean? Like with this bike, and like, I was like, oh fuck. Like that was like terrifying, you know?
Wait.
Like, yeah.
What?
I know. Yeah. Like this guy was just randomly just like banging on the door, trying to like get her to open up. And like, yeah, like I saved the day by just showing up with my bike. And
why
like,
was he there?
I don't know. This is 2020, you know? Shit was fucking popping off. All right.
What neighborhood was it?
This is Williamsburg.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So we've gone through some trauma. We've trauma bonded.
Yeah,
you know, that's basically
intense.
Yeah, there's the advice right there. If you really want this relationship to last with Dan, you need to trauma bond.
Well, here's the thing.
That's the tattoos. He
was helping me while I was throwing up. Like I was really sick. I was like throwing up like every hour.
That's nice.
And he was sitting in the bathroom with me, and then I turned to him and I said, "I might shit myself." And we've never been closer.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you gotta like. As soon as you get involved with like giving each other red eye, you know, that's love.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pink eye, red eye.
Sex has never been better.
No. Oh, I love that. That's good that you guys found butt stuff after that. That's good.
What is the best advice you've ever received?
I mean, it's a good question. I think like all unhappiness stems from comparison. A buddy of mine, he's a good college friend of mine. He came up with that, or like, you know, someone told him, or blah blah blah. It was on his Instagram, you know, bio. So I was like, oh, that's good.
I love this. Is this from an Instagram bio?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like under his like
true.
profile.
That's where everyone compares on Instagram.
Yeah, and that's why I'm loving Be Real right now. It's so fucking great. Do you have Be Real?
What is that?
Do you know what Be Real is? Man, okay. I guess
He's a guy?
No, Be Real is like an app.
Oh, it's the one moment?
Yeah.
You use it?
I do use that. It's because it's like it's so low stakes. Like who gives a shit?
But who's on there?
Just like close friends.
But what is it for?
Just frivolous. For fun. Just like what is this person doing?
You do stuff for fun?
I do stuff for fun.
What kind of life is this that you're living here?
I don't know.
That's good.
You could do Be Reals of you guys getting tattoos. You know, like there's a lot of different things.
Okay,
you
that's
do
fun. That's fun.
But yeah, I think I like that. All unhappiness stems from comparison, especially in comedy. Like every day, like we're sort of like seeing other people, and you know, you kind of just have to like
it's too much.
Get your head out of the whole like, what has this person got that I haven't gotten, or like, you know, why did that person get this opportunity, yada yada. So you kind of just have to be like, okay, work on yourself, compete with yourself, as much as you can. But yeah, I think there was a certain. I'm trying to think of like where else unhappiness would sort of come from.
Yeah.
And it is just from comparing, I guess, or contrasting what you have, or I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is that good advice for you, Natalie?
I do think that's good advice.
Okay. All right.
So you started comedy in DC and then you moved here.
Yep.
Okay.
I was there for like a year. It was pretty bad.
DC is I've only I performed at the DC Comedy Loft.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That
Great.
venue is cool.
Yeah. It was called Beer Baron before
Okay.
it became the Comedy Loft, and they had like a lot of cabaret and burlesque shows there, in addition to comedy. But all the DC is like a relatively small city, but there's a lot of people who like love comedy. It's a very like smart, like people like to go out and like kind of like that's a certain art form that like does really well there.
There are fun shows.
Yeah, they're great shows. You did with Dan, right?
Yeah. They went back there in June.
Yeah.
They're fun.
It's fun. And then like there's a lot of good food in the city. It's got like it's the most powerful city in the world, you know, like it's got that sort of like vibe to it. Everyone is like very overly educated.
Right.
Everyone is very, very self-aware, politics, society, yada yada. My family like lives in the area still, so I like to go back.
Do they like your comedy?
Nah, I don't. My parents have never come. I've had like
They've
a lot
never come?
Yeah. Have your parents come to your shows?
Yes, my mom has come. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay, to your half hour.
Yeah, my mom. I mean, I'm very close to my mom. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Yeah, my parents saw me on YouTube and they're like, we don't want to see.
They saw it on YouTube first.
Yeah, and it was like pretty early, so it was like some real hack, bad, like vulgar, stupid shit. I don't know. So since then, I haven't really gotten their interests, and that's fine. I don't need them to sort of. Maybe they'll come to this half hour in March.
Yeah.
Right? No, probably not. It's gonna be at a bar.
Right. Are they supportive of your comedy, or
they're definitely supportive of me working a full-time job? Yeah. So like they think that, you know, comedy is like the side hustle, which, you know, it could be seen as that. But I work 9 to 5, but then I'll just sort of like as much as I can hustle immediately after that, the weekend. What was the question again?
No, that's hard.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like that quote I think is good, because I think it's just like it works for comedy, but it also just works for life too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like DC, like, you know, have you been watching the World Cup?
No.
No. Okay. Do you know where it's like being hosted? Like the country?
No.
Okay.
Do you?
Yeah. Yes. So it's in this place called Qatar, which is in like the Gulf Middle Eastern area.
Okay.
And it's like the first time like the World Cup has been hosted in like a Middle Eastern country.
Okay.
And I used to work for this Middle Eastern country. So like
so the entire country.
Yeah, like I used to do like communications and public relations for them.
Okay.
And so like there's a lot of controversy with them because like they don't allow like alcohol usage there for like most of the people there. And then like you can't be gay. You straight up just can't. You can get killed. You can't have sex before marriage. Really awesome spot for the World Cup. And they used like thousands of like migrants to build the stadiums, and like a lot of these people died. So I worked for these guys.
I should have known about this.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Whatever.
They're gonna have Pokemon stadiums there though, so it's gonna be pretty cool. You know.
I should have known. Okay. Yes.
But you know, I think like that situation, like I was like, I don't want to work in this type of field anymore. But then like how I compare that country to like other countries, it's like everyone's fucked up. But you know, that could have been a fun time going to Qatar for the World Cup if I still worked for them. I didn't get to do that. But you know, if that would have been like my journey, I can't like look at that and compare like where I'm at now. You know, like a lot of people are like, I would love to just be in that type of job, work the 9 to 5, make a lot of money, get that Arab oil money, all that shit. And I was like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know.
No, you got to follow your heart. You got to follow your passion.
Yeah, the fulfillment. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that didn't really fulfill me.
Right.
That's why I was like, okay, I can't. If I'm doing this job, I have to do stand up, just so I feel like I'm not like, you know, also working for Qatar, slaving my day for them, and like I have some type of like outlet that personally is like, you know, an extension of myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're working for the man.
Exactly.
Yeah. And these guys were like pretty bad guys. There's some Bond villain type of shit going on there.
Really. Tell me about what you were doing in Turkey.
Oh, in Turkey, that was a study abroad.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got tear gassed?
Yeah, there was like a lot of like government unrest, civil unrest when we were there. And so like we were just out in like the party area one night and then we stumbled on a protest.
Really?
And got ye old gas. And
wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. Like,
it was fun?
Yeah, it's definitely fun because you're like, when else would this happen?
When else would you get tear gassed in Turkey?
When in Turkey, you know? When in Istanbul. So yeah, that was cool. And, you know, I think that when you feel something like that, you're like, okay, now I can tell this to someone in like a job interview or like, you know, if I get tortured, it won't be as like, you know, fresh. I'll have some sort of peace of mind going into it.
Well, like, what do you see, like, you know, wow.
Yeah. Like, if a Modern Warfare 2 happened, like, I would be okay, you know. I would, like...
You'd have adjusted. You've experienced it.
Yeah. I would be true to this, not new to this.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's something that you, like, didn't expect? Like, something that you didn't expect about comedy that, like, now that you're doing it, you're like, wow, I really just didn't expect that.
It's a good question. I mean, it's so much like high school. You know, there's cliques, there's like, you know, people talk shit. That's the whole kind of like, you know, game. You know, it's messy. It's definitely messy. Like the relationships that people have with like how to get stage time. Like a lot of it is just that I think if I knew that going in, that would have been a little bit better. Again, like I think I was pretty naive when I went to it. Very, very naive when I went into comedy first. So yeah, I think like that's probably the safest bet. Like you asked like if I couldn't date a comedian. I was like, yeah, like I'm nothing wrong with dating comedians or like marrying comedians, but I was like, I think I want someone who I can like sort of turn my brain off of, where I don't need to like be in that world in that moment.
Do you like talk about like how much is comedy discussed inside of your house with your wife?
Dude, she fucking hates it. No.
Does she like shut up about comedy?
No, I mean, she'll like let me like lob up some type of like bit or tag and will let me like roll with it. She's seen me enough times where like she knows where like I can work on a joke. No, but she has a good sense of humor. So it's not like we're like writing together, right? But she is like a good like source of like, oh, this is stupid. And I never had that before besides like an open mic.
Right.
But like at least she has like a good understanding of like what she wasn't too familiar with like stand up going in to like me dating me.
Yeah.
Like she like never like really went to a show or anything like that. But like all her friends were like, it really makes sense that you're dating a comedian because you're so funny. And I'm like, okay, she is funny.
You're like, but I'm the comedian here. Okay, so let's all calm down.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not gonna hold ahead and say like, you know, the woman or the brains behind the man, or like, wait, you know, yada yada.
Yeah.
But she's definitely like a good like creative like person to sort of like bounce ideas off of. Yeah.
Does she come to your shows?
Yeah, she'll come to like my show, like the show, The Stand, Brown Mirror. She'll come to that one because they take care of us really well there. We went to Austin once just for like a trip, and I was like doing spots out there. But then she had to see like the worst of like an ambush show. You know, like when you get booked on these things, you're just like, I just feel so bad for everybody involved. There's kids there, you know, it's like the baristas are like upset, you know, they're like jerking off in the coffee just to feel better
for people
about themselves.
Listening, an ambush show is like a show where the audience doesn't know that there's going to be a show there.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife was like, I think I'm the only one that knew about the show that's not on the show. Yeah. So like she's seen that, and then like she's seen like the best club or like a good club. So like she knows like how like, you know, how much you can range. So like she'll pick and choose which ones that she'll go to.
Tell me about your show, Brown Mirror.
Yeah, so I started this at the Lantern in like 2017, 2018. And it was like doing pretty well there. Fortunately, I had like a lot of good friends in New York that were like willing to come out. And then we moved it to Vaughn Bar. Have you been to Vaughn Bar? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that we initially tried to do like a bi-weekly there, but then like it just made sense to kind of do a monthly. And it got some good steam there as well. And then when the Stand opened up its new location, I was like, yeah, I think this would be a good fit. And then the first or second show that we had there, the first show that we had there, Bill Burr dropped in.
That's awesome.
And Gaffigan.
Whoa.
And so like, you know, peak Brown comedy with those two guys. But like that was like the biggest sign of like, okay, like being at the Stand obviously is great just so you can kind of get these like crazy drop-ins.
Right.
like Jack Knight before he passed, like he was a drop in. Tim Dillon's dropped in. So it's just like a fun show that like obviously like a lot of South Asian, Middle Eastern comedians. I'm gonna like book on that, but then the rest of the lineup I can also just like make a toss up of like who I think is funny or would be a good fit. But yeah, it's been like I guess like 5 years of that now, 4 or 5 years of that.
That's awesome. That's a long running show.
Yeah. Comparatively, in the pandemic, it didn't kill us, which was nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's like a nice way to just sort of like get time in front of a good audience with like other people like in the South Asian, Middle Eastern, like brown community. Like we had like brown like picnics like in Prospect Park, the brown cookout. So like we generally all get along with each other pretty well. So it's like nice that we have like shows like this and like Kuti Gang, which is like the girls like her name is Zubi and Pooja, they run it, where like, you know, we could do each other's shows. It's like a nice like we're gonna get the spot. Like we're gonna be able to like perform at like a nice venue.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's nice. I don't mind it. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's good that you have like a community.
Yeah, communities. We were all pulling from Morocco, and we got our hearts broken because they were on the World Cup. Yeah, so like the whole brown world will like they'll coalesce. You know, this sounds like a threat. You know, the whole brown world will come together, inshallah. But we will appoint Natalie Cuomo as our Khaleesi. Okay. Do you know what that means? Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I play Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. You say, I love a Zapdos, you know? What's your favorite Pokemon?
I like Pikachu. I have a Pikachu tattoo.
Oh, okay.
You know, I know it's a basic answer, but it is what I have a tattoo of.
Okay. Is it in color?
No, it's not in color.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, so it's Pokemon Game Boy non-color.
It's a Game Boy Edition Pokemon.
Yeah. That's funny.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. How many tattoos do you have?
I don't know how many. Do you have you have tattoos?
I have one tattoo.
What is it?
It says "Death to America" in Persian. It says "Freedom" in Farsi, which is a Persian language. So like the script is what like the Indian language that like my family speaks uses. But like so like the area that like my family from in India, they have this whole like separatist thing going on. So like freedom, you know. And so it's like, all right, you know, it's not like too sketchy from like an American point of view. It's
Where'd
like,
you get it?
In DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
What inspired it?
I just wanted to like have some type of edge, dude. You
Yeah.
know, I was always like,
edge.
yeah. And like, you know, I was born here. I was born in America. And so like growing up, I was very like, oh, like, you know, what part of my identities do I like, you know, really embrace? And this is like me like being like, okay, I'll get this. It looks fucking hot. I'm going to put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like not looking back on it now. It's like, all right, whatever.
I like tattoos.
Tattoos are cool. My brother has like I think a couple, which he can't even tell his mother-in-law about, which is hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, because she's like really like Islamic. It's like forbidden in Islam. It's haram in Islam to get a tattoo. So like even my in-laws, like they know about it, but like they're like always like.
Are you close with your wife's parents?
Yeah, they're really funny. They're awesome.
Really?
Her whole family, like I always wanted to like marry into like a big family. She has 54 first cousins.
Whoa, that's crazy.
And they're all like around our age, so it's like it's
that's
a squad,
amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of cousins?
I do, but I have like a lot of second cousins.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of cousins?
I have a very small family. It's a very similar thing where like I have like 3 people blood related to me that are alive.
But you're Italian.
Yeah, but my whole family's dead.
Okay, fair enough.
And like my parents are old, like my dad had me at 42. So like
Okay.
my parents are whatever.
Yeah, they're carbon dated.
And like no one has siblings. Yeah, but Dan has a really big family and so it's like a similar thing where I'm like, whoa, you have like his Thanksgiving was like a giant.
Yeah,
my mom and I went and we're like, whoa, this is cool.
Hell yeah. No, it feels cool when there's like so many people there. And
yeah, and you have so many cousins that I was like, wow, and everyone's I was like, it's cool. But
yeah. No, I love that. I have like a big family in general, but I had my dad's side growing up. He was adopted by his aunt and uncle who lived next door to his like biological parents. So he grew up knowing this already, but they didn't tell me that he had 2 brothers. So I would always like go to India and like visit these cousins and think that they were my second cousins. And then when we were like 13 years old, they were like, actually like your first cousins. And we're like, why the fuck did you hide this from us? Like what was like
that's the point.
Why was this like, what's that movie? The Truman Show. Why did you like Truman Show
Right.
this? Like, we're just like playing a sick game with these kids. Like, we'll see if they're gonna like each other if they're second cousins. And then we did vibe as second cousins.
And like, now you're first
And
cousins.
now we're
You got
first.
promoted.
Yeah, we got
You might be
promoted.
brothers.
Yeah, in a way. I was like, why do our dads look very suspiciously alike?
That's so funny.
And yeah, everyone was just laughing in my fucking face. And I was also like, why are these, like, my great aunt and great uncle, why are they giving me like so much money when I'm there and like taking like a weird interest in me? Because I'm like, we're not really like related.
That's so funny.
So yeah, it was very much like in my face. But so I guess I have like a decent amount of cousins.
54 first cousins is crazy.
It's nuts. I always loved the Cheaper by the Dozen movies. I was like, yo, that shit
Yeah.
would be so much fun.
Those were good. I forgot about those.
Right? Those definitely slapped.
All right, we got to pull a tarot card. So I
do
let
it.
Dan pick these out. I said, which one should I bring for Bassam? He said these two.
Okay.
So you can pick which deck should we pull a card from.
Let's do... Legally, I'm not allowed to touch that one. Santa Muerte, Book of the Dead. Do you speak Spanish?
I don't.
Oh, okay. Do they teach you, like, I guess, like a second language in, like, Long Island or New York City schools?
Yes, I did French in middle school, and then in high school I did Spanish, and then I went to the weirdest high school. So like 11th and 12th grade, you could either take a language or you could take I took Chinese Lit instead.
Whoa, okay.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
I really liked Chinese Lit.
This
It was
is why you're
awesome.
killing it on TikTok. They know you got that degree.
They do, yeah. I mean, I learned all about Lushan, Communist Revolution.
Holy shit. Okay.
Very fun.
Very cool. Wow. Do you have any Chinese tattoos?
I don't.
I guess I just inspired.
I don't know. My parents speak Mandarin.
What?
I know.
This is a conspiracy, dude.
It's not even false.
Oh, wow.
My parents, you know what's fucked up? So my parents were together for 7 years before they had me. They had me, then no more.
Okay.
Got divorced.
Yeah.
Obviously, I ruined everything. But they lived in China for 9 months, taught English.
Oh, wow.
And they spoke Mandarin, yeah.
Yeah, you were part of the one child policy.
I guess so.
Yeah. They're like, oh, just one and done. And that's
But yeah, they love it. They love to show off.
Oh, okay. Well, that's so do you like know phrases you can like get around?
I know phrases.
You should do shows in fucking
I would
Shanghai.
never.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's so tonal.
Tonal.
Like I feel like it's really about like the tones and that you make.
Yeah.
Like it could be like one syllable, but if you make like a certain tone with it,
Okay.
it's so distinct. Like my mom will sit there and she'll like, for example, the tone. This sound like ma.
Yeah.
It could mean like 12 different things if you put different accents on them.
Oh, okay.
It
Okay.
could mean like horse, mom, this. And she'll sit there like saying it all these different ways.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't speak Mandarin.
Okay. You could like definitely just, I guess, like do re mi it. I don't know with the tone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Okay, yeah. I mean, because when I took Turkish, it was fucking difficult too. So it's like you're speaking like you're Yoda because you say everything backwards.
But yeah, we have family friends from like that come to all of our.
That speak Mandarin.
That come to all of our holidays.
This is
and
I did
stuff.
not know this about you, Natalie. Very cool. I'm glad I got to know.
Well, most people don't know this about me.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. I think like you're overdue for an East Asia visit or a tour at some point then.
You know what I am. If anyone would like to buy me 2 plane tickets, you won't be joining me.
They can get some BTS, you know.
Of course.
Yeah.
I always like to take a pic.
Right? I think like going to restaurants, taking, videos of you eating food. That's very popular in
I'm
Asia.
so devastated. I brought Dan to my favorite restaurant. I was like, been talking about this our whole relationship. Oh, you have to try my favorite restaurant. You have to try it. It's my favorite. We went there and I threw up that night from food poisoning. Is that devastating?
It's poetic.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
How?
I mean, just like the fact that it was your favorite.
It could be because we ate so many edibles that I didn't realize how much I was eating that I overate and then threw up that night.
Yeah.
That could be a theory.
Damn. You
But-
overdid too much of a good thing.
That's the only thing that makes sense. Will you shuffle this?
Yes. It's funny. I'm like actually awful at shuffling.
I just want to see. So basically, I'm like, oh, well, we'll pull a card. Will this, will this card kind of reflect what we were talking about in the episode?
We'll see.
This episode really revealed my stupidity in so many ways.
No, not at all.
But that's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so fucking NPR about it.
You're so smart.
No, not at all, dude. Just a lot of Adderall.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Makes me feel better.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh.
Aesthetically, these are very cool.
The Ten of Swords looks pretty bad.
Ten of Swords?
That seems like...
That's like a Lovecraft.
Seems like a lot of things are stabbing something.
Okay.
But, I mean, I'm curious.
No. I gotta know now. You're putting Nazar on me. Do you know what that means? Nazar is like it's our voodoo in Islam.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like people, you don't wear, you can't, I don't know, don't take photos of your baby because that's Nazar, like that kind of shit. It's like,
oh, really?
Yeah, it's like very suspicious.
So are there no baby photos of you?
No, there is. It's like, I guess like sharing it with like other people. I guess like, I don't know. There's
I feel weird when people post photos of their babies on Instagram. Like, that's not supposed to be here.
Yeah, I agree. Keep babies off of Instagram.
Is this like only in... Why can't I find it? All right.
Where'd you get this book? It came with this.
It did come with
Okay,
that.
yeah, that makes sense. So they have their own books.
All right. English is page 5. It has a lot of languages.
Interesting. Okay. Does it have it in Mandarin?
It does not, unfortunately. Okay. So I know. It is. My parents do love to tell stories of their days teaching. Sounds like a lie, doesn't it?
So was that restaurant a Chinese restaurant? Like your favorite one?
It was, yeah.
There you go.
Okay, here we are. 10. I think. Is this swords? Okay, yeah. This 10. The chrysalis has closed. Has it? It doesn't look like a chrysalis. Oh, and the moth is now complete, evolved and able to hang from a height to have a total and impartial view. The pain, the problems we have dealt with, the tears we've split have reached their apex and are transformed, ready to overcome the situation by grabbing the opportunities that are presented in front of us. We're now able to deal with.
What you just said was Mandarin to me.
I'm confused.
Yeah. I feel like you just put a riddle or a hex on me, man.
Subliminate all the negative events that have passed and make the most of all the possibilities that are manifesting around you as soon as possible. Okay, that sounds positive.
Okay.
Did we talk about that at all?
What was it again? Manifesting?
Sublimate all the negative events that have passed and make the most of all the possibilities that are manifesting around you as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think in some ways that kind of ties together a good theme.
Says the chrysalis is closed and the moth is now complete, evolved and able to hang from a height, to have a total and impartial view. The pain, the problems we have dealt with, the tears we've spilled have reached their apex and are transformed, ready to overcome the situation by grabbing the opportunities that are presented in front of us and that we are now able to deal with. I guess it's saying, you've dealt with the pain of the past. It's time to fly.
Okay, that's good. That means my 30s are going to be good.
It seems like the 30s will be good.
All right. Hey, that's something.
Are you a Sagittarius?
No, I'm a Pisces.
Oh.
I'm a real bitch.
What is your wife?
She's a Capricorn.
Oh.
Yeah, so she runs my shit. She is the boss.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
My birthday is March 9th. Hers is January 9th, so we're exactly 2 months apart.
Really?
Yeah. So that's cool. But yeah, she whipped out the astrology question while we're streaming. And then,
that's good.
And shows me the pattern, and I'm like, oh wow, this is so on the money.
Oh, so do you believe in it?
It's a TBD. It's because it is
okay.
It's based on the sun, the moon, right? The moon. I saw that the moon, the crescent. That's a Islamic thing. Okay, so maybe I believe in it just because it's included in.
Because I'll tell your wife.
Yeah. I think she was a big believer in it, but I don't think we've opened that app since. But
was it CoStar?
I think it was CoStar and the pattern.
Okay, she uses both. Tell her Time Passages is also pretty good.
Okay,
but you do pay for it.
Ooh, all right. No. She's already really expensive, man. I'm already paying the rent.
Oh, Christmas is. I mean,
It's great. I'll get that for her as a Christmas gift.
You can. You know what's so terrible, and I know time is running out, but
Yeah.
I have to talk about this because I'm not going to be able to put something up before Christmas other than this. I can't not give people Christmas presents. It's insane. Like, so basically what happens is I buy Dan presents and then I can't not give them to him.
Well, this is your first Christmas, right? Together?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be like...
It's really bad. I've already given him 2.
Oh, you like wrapping it and
3.
shit?
I've wrapped... I wrap them and I'm like,
oh, wow.
Please let me give it to you. And he's like, no. And I've already given him 3 presents.
So how many things are you going to have waiting for him?
I have like 10 other things.
Wow, okay.
I don't know. I've gone so overboard.
Are you dressing him?
No, I'm not dressing him.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, I got him like clothes with the stuff like he likes.
You should dress him.
You think I should dress him?
Because it's like my wife works in fashion. She started dressing me and
it's good.
It's been good. I've been a better Ken doll than I have been independent,
I also gave my mother a gift that I got her today. I have a problem. Like, I can't not give the gift. I'm too excited.
Well, hey.
And I stand there watching them unwrap it like this.
This was a gift for me, Natalie. So thank you for that. This was my Christmas gift. You have given me a great gift. Yes. This.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, a Muslim on Christmas.
Of course. Where can people find you?
They can find me on all the socials at Bassam Shawl, BASSAMSHAWL. Brown Mirror once a month at the stand. Check it out. Usually the third Sunday. And if I have the half-hour details announced, please come by. Look out for early March.
Yay. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.